With a recent night launch and big capital inflows and volume increases in the Cardano ecosystem to trade it, many people are asking what's the best platform to trade, how do I trade it, and how do I get the best info quickly enough to get the best prices. And today I'm going to do a completely unbiased reviews for the platform that I created with my co-founder. So I'm going to try to be as unbiased as possible, obviously. But I'm going to show you how to buy night, how to use a DEX Hunter for your advantage, what features are going to help you to make more informed decisions, and how did we optimize the trading experience. So when you open DEX Hunter, you're going to be presented with this little trending view. And currently, usually the night is the top traded token, so I'm going to focus on it. You can see the night here. You can go through the search, and let's do just that. And when you open the night, you get the classic view of the chart, some stats, the trading view, and all the other features that I'm going to go over just now. So the one thing that we recently added that I want to focus on that will help you trading on top of just, every website has a chart. That's nothing new. But for example, you can see the big trader entries. For example, if you see in order history some interesting wallet, you can check his entries by clicking this button, which is basically a radar button or a scope, that you want to call it. And then you'll be able to see this huge, this trader has traded a lot of times, so it's a good example, but you'll basically see where is he buying, when is he selling, and the entire history. On top of that, if you filter, for example, for limit orders, which this trader also has many, let's do that. So if you want to only see the limit orders that he has right now, you can open the order book, which is, let me show you how the order book looks without the limits. It's a very standard order book, however, we added the liquidity, AMM liquidity also indicators to the order book, so you can actually see visually and in numbers and tooltips how much AMM liquidity on top of just the bids and asks there are. And also what you can do is, if you have the same filter selected to see the entries, on the order book is actually going to show this wallet's limits. So for example, as you can see, the tooltip is blocking it, but you can see how this trader systematically plays limits at 0.16, 167, 0.162, so basically within like 0.5 of the price. And you can do it for any wallet, and it basically helps you to see what big traders are doing and see where they're trying to buy the token, and basically the entire flow of trading. Other very important feature for any token, and NICE specifically in this case, is the loan chart. That's a very interesting display. Why did it break health factor? Oh, the health factor broke because there's a one loan with insane health factor. Okay, I'll fix that in a bit. Let's switch the token to demonstrate the loan chart. Snack chart, for example, has a rather spaced out health factor within the normal ranges. So what loan health factor is basically if the collateral. Let's start from the beginning. So what loans are is you can use the snack or night any token to borrow any other token. So what usually people do is they provide 10,000 ADA or dollars worth of snack token and borrow, for example, $3,000. So why that works is because you borrow less, so the other person feels safe because they have as a collateral 3 times or whatever the amount is. That's what the health factor is. So if it's 3 times the initial loan amount, then it's going to be 3 times the collateral, the health factor. And so if you lend 3,000 ADA to somebody but get 10,000 as a collateral, you feel safe. However, what can happen is that if the token price drops and all of a sudden that 10,000 that in the token that you had becomes 3,000 or less, that means it's no longer safe for you to hold that loan, because the amount of money that you gave out to the amount of money that you loaned is less than the collateral, right? And collateral, basically you can think about it as a safety deposit. So if somebody asks you for $10,000 but provided only $5,000 in deposit, then nothing is stopping him her from just running away with 10,000, because if they run away with 10,000, you're going to be left with only 5. So it's actually in their best interest to do that now. So that's basically how loans work. And this chart is very useful, especially during high volatility, because it will show you how much healthy loans there are. And what healthy loan is simply that, I mean, I think we said the healthy is like when the collateral is twice the loan amount. So health factor of 2 and more is a healthy loan. And then between 1 and 2 ratio is a medium risk loan, and below 1, when the collateral is worth less than the loan amount, is a risky. So sometimes it happens if you see a lot of risky loans. What that simply means is if somebody cannot pay you back, right? If somebody, in the same example, you gave out 5,000, or you gave out $10,000, but they gave you 5,000. So they're gonna basically run away with your 10,000. So what you're gonna have left with is 5,000 in that token. So you basically have no option but to just sell it to recoup the cost. So that's what usually happens. So if you see a lot of risky loans, so in this case the risk is like 12,000 ADA and market cap is 200 million. So that's nothing. And you should usually compare it with liquidity, but doesn't matter. So it's a very, very small proportion of risky loans. But if you would see, for example, 5 million in risky loans and the liquidity would be 4 million, then you know that insane selling pressure is coming. So you can judge that if you go back tonight real quick and ignore the chart. Here's a little summary that is on the sidebar. So you can see, for example, healthy 3 million, medium 100K, and risky 27K. And you can see like a visual representation. So if this line would be a lot of risky loans, because a lot of people borrowed ADA for Night or any other stablecoin, for example, and cannot pay it back, then you know that there may be a lot of selling pressure coming. One other thing to always check is when is the loan expiring, right? So for example, some different platforms have different rules for loans. So Leve in this case is more of a short-term loans, and you can, if you go to the chart header and hover over the platform name, you can see the visual representation of which loans are there for this platform. So if you know that Levi in this case is more of a short-term quick loans, so to say, you can see, okay, well, if I know that Levi a lot of red dots are, it's kind of expected because Levi loans is more of a high risk, high reward type of thing. But if you, for example, see Surf, which has the biggest liquidity or fluid, in red or liquid, right, in this case, those are usually much bigger loans. And then if you filter by, if you just like hover them and you see a lot of bad loans for Surf, fluid, liquid, and then you know that maybe there's a big selling pressure coming. And when we kind of show you the overview and quick little summaries of those things. So that's about loans. So that's one of the things that I just reworked. So it's rather useful. Yeah, and then basically the order book, which I showed before, added a few good features. For example, the same centralized exchange experience when you can hover to see only asks, only bids. Then you can filter by decimals, so you can decrease and see more of a precise ranges, right, rather than have it by decimal, and all this good stuff. So of the few additions that are recent is the filter by loans. So for example, if we show again this chart, where are the loans? Something broke. No. Okay, no, those loans were just very far, so that's why they weren't visible. Oh yeah, one thing to note. Yeah, 0.7. Yeah, those are outside the range. That's where they're not showing. So one thing to note about the loan is that there are we try to do I think price divided by 4 for the asks, and then price multiplied by 2 for the bids. Sorry, for the other way around. So you can see, for example, the current price is 0.25. So the top of the asks would be the top of the asks would be 0.5. So double the price. But then on the other side it would be somewhere in a range of 0.6. So it's much lower. Maybe it even starts from 0. So those were way outside the chart. So if you, for example, check this address, then it should show. Oh yeah, ton of limit orders from both sides, so there you can quite clearly see what this trader is doing. So those are the few things. Also, one of the good additions recently were the swap pinned token list, like same as on Binance you would have. You can add many tokens here and see instant volume, price, and navigate from here, in this case between night and snack. But also you can toggle all of those sidebar panels. For example, if you don't care about the small loan display, if this information is not really something you track, you can simply hide it. You can also show the pinned as this line. So I removed it before, but a lot of traders revolted because they found it really, really useful. So I brought it back. Also, one of the things you can hide and show is the bottom line, trending line. Some people find it useful, some don't. So basically, we're trying to make UI as customizable as you wish. And yeah, I just wanted to showcase what I think is very important when trading and getting the information. Obviously, I didn't show the limit and DCA and swap placement, but you probably know how to place a limit order or a market order. But maybe I'm gonna do like a full newbie guide in the next videos. But in this one, I will just want to cover the order book and loans and the wallet tracking specifically. One other thing to note is that, for example, if you're tracking somebody that is a big trader, you can add a tag for them. So in this case, would highlight them in the order list. So that's something you can do, and you can go to marked wallets, and then you can change the color in settings. So you can do a lot of things on Dex Hunter to simplify your experience and improve it. And then you can visually see his trades, and then it's going to color code it to your wallet marking and tag. So yeah, a lot of features that we added, and we're gonna continue adding, and I'm gonna keep making little guides. I hope it's helpful, but let me know what you think. Let me know what other features that we may be missing, and happy trading, and hope that you have some feedback and you like those small guides. Yeah, see you in the next one.